Hey everyone, welcome. In this short video, I'll be demonstrating the sound of the new Spitfire Appassionata Strings. And this is not a sponsored video. I'm doing this because if you're a composer thinking about buying this library, well, I think it would be nice to have a demonstration of what it's capable of. So I have written a track in the background with soft dynamics, trying to go to very strong dynamics, and I have written it in context with other libraries so that you can get an idea of what you can do with it. Also, I want to clarify I won't be going too deep into how this library works, since there's already a beautiful video by Dan Keen Music, which I have referenced in the description and on the card on your top right. So if you want to know more about how to get the most out of this library, then I highly recommend you check Dan's video and also the Spitfire walkthrough videos. Anyhow, let me play for you this track, then I'll show you a little bit more of what I did. Well, is it capable of being very soft and intimate? Yes. Is it capable of being very epic and emotional? Yes, indeed. So let me break down for you what are some of the things that I did here. This track is being layered with some other Spitfire libraries. I mean, I have them and I like the way they blend. However, you could use other sounds as well. So, for example, my strings are here in the green colors. This is something I learned from composer Anza Rosman. He loves his strings in green, and it kind of stuck with me. So anyway, this is the strings. Now, for the soaring melody, this is only Appassionata. I'm not layering them with any other string library. Initially, I was layering them with CSS. However, I thought it wasn't actually needed since they were actually doing quite well on their own. So let me just play that with only Appassionata. If you look at the library, let me open it for you. The microphone section, I'm using just mix 1, which is your standard default mix that you open it. It has a very cinematic sound, very nice. Mix 2 also has some of that cinematic sound. Mix 3 and mix 4 are a little more acoustic, and then you have your own custom mics. So this one right now, all of these instruments here are set to mix one. I layered this with Hans Zimmer percussion, which happens to be a very, very powerful library. However, if you have damage or other libraries for percussion, they would work perfectly for this. Let me play that for you. So now those are very strong hits. To add a little bit more of a filler in the middle, and because I wanted this to be more of an ethnic track, kind of sounding like ancient civilization, I actually also added just a sustained D from my Davul Middle East native instruments library. It's really nice. So I like the ethnic vibe that it gives to this. So finally, my brass. I'm layering this with Junkie XL 12 horns, Cinesamples Fortissimo. How do you say that?
Io sono fortissimo.
Well, Fortissimo horns and Monster Low Brass, also from Cinesamples. So there's also a 12 horn patch here, and a little bit on the spiccatos. We have Hans Zimmer strings. They have a wonderful spiccato. I really like this, very pointy. And I forgot to mention, we also have 24 basses, which I like to use to add a nice body of very, sub low end there. That I cut a lot of the high frequencies out of that because I just kind of want that low frequencies there. Finally, I also have a He Zebra that I'm using here as a kind of as a harp. This is a very simple sound that I just designed on the go, kind of a pulse like quality. And we got Noir piano here that is doing some arpeggios, along with actually from Middle East library, kanun, Turkish kanun, or Arabic kanun. So let me just solo those. So that adds a little bit of texture, especially when the track gets bigger. Anyhow, so that's it. I don't know if I'm forgetting something, but does this library work in context with other libraries then? I would say that yes, it does. It does, and it does a really, really great job with that. So if you're a composer thinking about getting this library, you don't have to worry about having to stay on the soft, intimate side only. You can definitely get huge with this as well. And if you do trailer music, you can actually also use it to layer it. Now, as you can see, I'm also layering the first part with a CSSS violin, which is the Cinematic Studio Series solo strings. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my legato. Basically, Appassionata comes with 125 milliseconds of legato latency, so that you should plan for that when you do a small transition. Now, here I have a 16th triplet because I have already said that these libraries are going to start at minus 50 milliseconds. That's where the sample is going to start. The reason why I do that is because I want it to be very similar to my CSS, which they're not selected right now, they're not active, but if you see, they're set at minus 48. Minus 50 is just because I rounded up the number. So that actually allows me to, if I'm layering, to actually go very quickly from CSS to Appassionata without having to find out what is the right overlap. So let me just play that together with CSS and solo them out for you. This is the violin 1 playing with the solo violin 1 from CSS. So as you can see, very nice transition. No need to figure out an overlap for each one. Anyhow, this is a very modern, cinematic, strong sounding piece. But will it work with something a little more like classic orchestra? Well, it definitely can. I think that's actually the forte of this library. So I wrote a second track here in which I did what I think is probably one of the most passionate scores that I can remember, and also one of my favorites is a remake of the love theme for Nata from the maestro Ennio Morricone's Cinema Paradiso. So very short in comparison with the other one. Let me just play it for you so you can hear it. It's going to start a little loud, so I hope it doesn't bother your ears. Let me just play that. So I have layered that with a few trombones and a tuba and a clarinet. So, oh, and the same solo violin from CSS. Personally, I think this is a great library. Is this a need? Is this a must-have? I wouldn't say so. It's not something that you need to make music, definitely not. But is it something that you can definitely use to add volume, depth, richness, and even amplitude to the sound of your music? I would say so, yes. So if you have the chance to get it, right now is at a discounted price, or if you plan to get it later on, and after watching this video you think it has what you want from a sample library, then I'd say definitely go ahead and make sure to watch the other videos produced by Spitfire and Dan Keene, just to make sure that you understand how the library works and how you can get the most out of it. Anyway, so that's what I have to share with you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment and hit like and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys soon. Take care and have a wonderful night.